Hello, Kingston. Welcome back to the Napoleonic battlefield. Today we have another 4v4. This one sent in by Blacko. I'm never gonna get his name right. I sent me a couple replays, but like I said, 4v4. This one from the coalition perspective in this fight today. You can see already some French aggressive cav chasing back these Portuguese cavalry. Now we do have a Portuguese UK and two Portuguese UK armies here in the front with a Prussia 10 point and Austria 10 point supporting them. They're going up against four French armies, and as you can see already, we are having some French units showing up on this battlefield. We have seen this map, which is Flanders 4 before. We have Hussars pushing up for the French. Last time there was a fight raging around this area, so I guess we'll see what happens today. But yeah, the French are going to be pushing up here. They have some cav, of course, scouting along the line. We have some chasseurs cheval on the far side. Now, the Prussian 10-pointer is bringing... Actually, I was looking at the army before. They have probably 5 or 6 grenadiers mixed in with their musketeers. They have quite a few grenadiers. Austria has maybe 1 or 2 grenadiers, and then a lot of the line infantry. The UK, of course, are bringing this army's totally UK line infantry, with this one mostly UK line infantry with a couple Portuguese line infantry and mixed in. Artillery-wise, I'm trying to remember here. There's a 6-pounder for this UK army. Prussia is bringing a 6-pounder of their own, as well as, oh yeah, there's one more UK 6-pounder way back here. The other Austrian army has quite an array of artillery here, so they have a 5-pounder to like 6 5-pounders here, and this other UK army on the far left has 2 more, a 6-pounder and a 9-pounder. So and not a whole lot of skirms for this army. There are some skirmishers for this other UK army, but Austria brought definitely quite a few of the Jaeger skirmishers. I do believe here a cav charge going off here. His cavalry is going to be pushing up some of their line of infantry that can form square to defend the cavalry. They are also pushing forward a contingent of the Green Rascals and the combat gen with some line infantry. And they are taking that left flank, trying to maybe pincer the French. Now we do have some cav way in the back. Did they go for artillery? They did. They went for some skirmishers possibly as well. That's going to be a huge loss. I think they lost the artillery piece. Oh, no, did they? No, they didn't. They lost some cavalry, but you can see this cav unit is going to be going for their guns. 6-pounders. They probably saw them, and yep. Those guns are as good as dead unless this cavalry can chase them down, which I doubt is going to happen. These are Hussars after all. So, it's goodbye. See ya later, unfortunately, for these 6-pounders. Huge loss for the UK, as that would have been a beautiful angle. They just, unfortunately, this is why you always have to have cav by artillery, no matter where it goes. Keep your cav by artillery, because that's a loss of maybe 600, maybe 1,000 gold, depending on how good of quality that artillery was. Austria is bringing some Hussars, and is that it? Why do I hear cav? Oh no. Dragoons are getting charged down by the Dragoons of France. Prussia is getting caught in the back. Now they're going to have some supports from some Portuguese cav, which is going to countercharge in here. And actually, France may have bitten off more than they can chew, as line infantry is pushing up as well. They are pushing up some of their cav, but here comes a huge flank by some Dragoons of Prussia, and now these 3 Dragoons are possibly getting encircled. Now we do have a countercharge by chasseurs cheval, but some Hussars possibly are going to come over and help out this fight. But France is actually throwing in more cavalry here. More Dragoons are going into this fight, but they are having a debuff because of that morale. Now we do have line infantry who are shooting at this square. More cav shifting over, the cav being fed into this fight. One thing you have to remember, if you're in a cav fight, guys, it is very easy to keep throwing in more and more cav to try to win. Sometimes it's best to count your losses, take a loss of 2 or 3 cav, and fall back. France should fall back at this point, maybe. Although at this point, they may have a good flank, but you gotta watch out for all this cav that is flanking you, so, you know, save yourself. They are charging line infantry that did not form square in time. Oh, they did form square. More cav clashing here. Dragoons going against more French French hussars.
The men
And
of fatigue,
France,
sir, must rest a while.
quite honestly, is looking to be the worst of it. Now, we do have also, what looks like a cav fight over here. Oh, some line infantry did not form square and got totally broken, so France looking really good there, but the center line is just... I mean, UK need to not fire, like, friendly charge these, or shoot these hussars. That's very bad for them. But France definitely, they have broken a lot of dragoons of Prussia, 3 dragoons actually, but they have taken some losses in the cav side of things. They did, of course, break a French light infantry. And this center is just hotly contested right now. Howitzers bursting down, the UK infantry pushing up here. They can form square here along this line, so France is probably going to march back. Now, who knows how many of these dragoons for Prussia may actually still come back. We'll see, but France is actually making a huge push along this side. By the village, they have an artillery, which looks like a 6-pounder or 4-pounder firing already on this side. We do have the, you know, UK holding this village. On the flank, they don't have a lot of infantry there, so France, if they push, they are very, very dead in the water. They have 3 line infantry, 1 skirm, and not a lot of cav. But for now, it looks like they are going to be pushing this center. Unfortunately, I was hoping to see maybe some of the dragoons come back. France actually may have recovered some of their cavalry after that huge cav fight in the center area. Let's check on the left here. What is happening here? France is not being too aggressive. In fact, they're falling back as the UK are advancing here. Oh, did they lose their artillery? They did. I missed the cav charge that broke the guns. No, they're confident. They're winded. There they are. Well, they are stuck here. 6-pounder. Now, the 9-pounder... Where's... Wait, they have another 6-pounder over here. Okay. Alright, so I definitely see, upon looking here, definitely the weak point for the coalition is right here, where I guarantee you a French army is advancing. They better not overextend themselves here. That is a huge problem. And Austria, I mean, if you look at this, from this perspective, this is the weak point. This town where you see some infantry are engaging. There's a huge mass in the center where Prussia and Austria are forming up. I don't see all the French meeting them right now. I see a French army here, a French army here, 1 here, and 1 here. So far, in holding the LOC, I think that they should, and they are regrouping here, as they should, because France is advancing in force, and they are not ready for this whatsoever. So they have some line infantry, possibly some light infantry right here. I love the blue and green. That's very nice. You guys are looking very flashy. These guys are a little more mixed up. I mean, not everybody got the memo, I guess, for if they're wearing the coats today or if they're wearing the raincoats. So on this side, France is actually falling back. I think they may have gotten intimidated, perhaps. I don't know. They did get a volley sent. UK lost a couple units here. But France is, should be pushing right now. They should be scouting with their cav, and then they should push. Imagine if they knew how many units the UK didn't have. They have some skirmishers here, which they could almost peel the skirmishers on this side and use them to fire in the flank, but if the French don't attack along this side, they're useless, and then they're stuck way over there. I would keep them in the house, honestly. But along the rest of the fight, oh, we do have some howitzers blasting away at these troops as they're marching down the road to reinforce the right flank. Prussia doing a little jazz dance. Austria holding with, I think they're holding the 1-pointer for now. I think both sides are not totally sure. Is this a skirm unit? Wow. That's a skirmisher unit. Firing a volley and then getting themselves out of there as, yeah, we have line infantry advancing. This left flank looks beautiful for the UK. They have quite the array of troops here. They want to keep the momentum going on this side. The Lightfoot, the Bucks. Oh, wow. This cav getting focused down. We do have artillery, it looks like, for the French in the center on a slight slope. Beautiful positioning. We do have howitzers possibly right over here. A lot of artillery actually set up here. So got 12-pounder. There's the howitzer. Oh, we do have the French close. Well, they were closing in. Looks like there's some Westphalian troops mixed in here, as well as some Swiss. A Swiss Westphalian mix. Over here, it looks like the French actually don't have that much. But they are driving back the cavalry. I don't like, though, one thing I would say is I don't like how many Portuguese cav are being brought. I know that they probably have some, I know the UK cav is expensive, okay? I know it is expensive, but it's better. Oh, wow. We do have a charge here. They're confident. Charging against some dragoons, they're gonna lose. Like I said, Portuguese cav is just meh.
Our men are running.
It's not the greatest. If you can help it, don't bring them except for like a cheap unit. They are destroying this house, causing the smoke to rise here. We do have infantry pushing up here. Also, it looks like the UK are gonna pushing up on this flank here, forming out 2 rows. Nothing else really happening except for now on this flank, where we do have cavalry. Oh, a beautiful square is going to catch these dragoons out. And can they form square in time? Oh, they got volleyed. This is why, so you can't suicide your infantry or your cav. If these guys aren't fired, they probably unloaded. Yeah, this is all, they lost all of his from that cav. Of course, some of these are dragoons of France, but yeah, this whole line was able to volley, and now they're going to start pushing for that angle as the UK are pushing up here. Oh boy, they're taking some heavy losses here as France is just standing in position, giving some beautiful volleys here. We're going to see another one here. A massive volley. It's ready, aim, fire! Oh, we have some French cav. Looks like kind of in the back lines, probably scouting here. France is getting pushed back ever so slowly and gradually by the UK here. They need to be more aggressive. The UK cannot afford to stand back and get shelled. Austria needs to make a decision if they're going to hold here. I would have my grenadiers in reserve line, not the front line. You'd want to lose them. They're good for the melee. They have a good, beautiful artillery position. All their skirms should push up if they have the infantry or cav support. UK is getting demolished here by this constant fire from these Westphalians and Swiss, who I don't seem to have taken that many losses here. It's a hot fire, and it is deadly. What happened here? We have a 6-pounder that is stuck here. Oh, France actually seems to be a little out of position here, and the UK are actually pushing up on this flank here. Ignoring this side, pushing up on this side, which is why they're trying to react to that, but here comes some more troops to maybe engage that line here. France should get close, let it get a volley, and bayonet charge them. And yep, that's exactly what they do. A bayonet charge with cav charge. That is exactly what you don't want. They may have been able to pour a volley off on that line infantry to break them, but still that cav is going to make this very tough, along with the coordinated bayonet charge. You cannot, guys, get close to the French as the UK. You cannot get close to them because that will happen. They will always win the melee. Always. So the UK need to fall back here. It looks like they took some losses. Only breaking 1 French unit. May have a meat shield here from the UK routing troops. But they're not to fall back. In fact, they should totally fall back. This attack is failing. Now they do have Prussia pushing up. Prussia will be very good at the shooting. And they'll be able to shoot a little better. They have a lot of artillery mass in the center, which actually is a good thing, I'd say, as it's going to keep a lot. It's like suppression. Suppression, see, you have the French all hiding behind this LOC. They don't want to get hit. So you are making the French in the center tuck in cover so you can mobilize more troops to the flanks. That is not a bad strategy. Focusing down the center with suppression, pushing the flanks where your line of tree actually is. All right, guys, we're back. Yeah, unfortunate crash. And out of fast forward, I think this is where we were at, just with the Prussians moving over to support this side. I think I was rambling about suppression in the middle. Yep. Which you can see very clearly. It looks almost like a World War I battle zone, man. Oh, we still have a push on the left by the UK. At least I hope they're continually pushing, because you can't let a little artillery scare you. And when we have a couple artillery here, if you keep marching, the French obviously are trying to stand right here, but if you march right up to them, I guarantee you they will not be able to stand, and they will have to fall back. But yeah, Prussia should come over. I think they could help this side. I mean, we have French dragoons still running amok in the back lines. And the Portuguese may finally have beaten them. Our men are running, sir. Or not. These dragoons are taking out all of the Portuguese cav. I mean, they are truly taking it out. And line of tree now backing up to support this cavalry is trying to support, or the infantry is trying to support this cav engagement. But I think that the Portuguese are about to lose all of their cavalry here. Yep. And these dragoons are still left. And honestly, I feel like it's kind of a waste of gold. I don't know. But we do have France now being very aggressive on this right flank, as the UK are going to have to start falling back. This LOC, guys, is toasted. It's 53%. Oh, we do have some cav. Maybe going for the guns. Now, we will see what happens when you run point blank at line infantry here. Nope, they're gonna run to the square, and this will be to no avail here. Perhaps the general is now going to be killed. He's trying to get himself out of there. He doesn't have his cavalry. He doesn't have horses. Prussia may lose their gen, guys. Holy cow. And that is dragoons that may be killing the Prussian gen. Oh my gosh. That is hugely unfortunate, as the Prussian general is just been slain. Austria is pushing up in the center here, so France is filing out to meet them. Now, if Prussia moves fast enough, they could actually catch the French out massively. Just keep pushing up, at least this side. Swing it around. Look at this French line. It is not formed up yet. And here we go in the center now. France is advancing here. There's not a whole lot here. There's some skirmishers. On this side, let's see. We have Prussia backing up this line, as now it is turning into a long fight. On the entire angle, we have artillery on the side that's going to be chipping away at this UK line. Oh man, I don't have a lot of confidence in this UK line winning. Prussia is having to actually redivert troops because France is now going for the center. And Prussia is going to have guns that are in danger. And so many French. Now, look at this. This is why you don't do one long line and you break them up into columns of 2 or 3. These troops could be inching up still. They could even be, these 4 could be inching up. See how he's adjusting the entire line? He probably doesn't need, you don't need to drag along the whole line. That way some of your guys at least can be firing. Now this is troublesome. There is some hussars. Some artillery may get some shots off. These skirmishers are going to die rapidly. And there's perhaps some cav, yep, charging over here. Now the artillery is going to definitely do some damage here. And some cav is going to countercharge here. Some of the French are going to form square. But still, this artillery is probably going to get toasted, as there's a gap here where these hussars are going to charge the Prussian guns. On the same note, France is definitely pushing back the UK. UK falling back. France has taken some losses there, but that fight looking not too shabby for them. And you can see how Austria is now having to reform because they are losing. They're losing the side. Now they do have cav charging, and Prussia lost their guns. You know, no biggie. There's still a bunch of 5-pounders sitting right here that is going to help to deal with this force. They are clicking on the actual unit. You want to click right behind the unit, right here. Like with the targeting thing. It won't show red, it'll show white or gray. And you target, and that will happen. Prussia is trying to push up the line of infantry here. They should have formed up first and then advanced. They're trying to get in position while getting fired at by the French. The UK actually are countercharging on one side and falling back on the other. So that could be a very interesting battle still. Still, one way or the other. France forming up some squares in the center. Prussia doing their best with their artillery. They still have. France is probably going to go in for that, so Austria needs to move that cavalry to defend that artillery piece. It looks like we may have some units getting charged down by some... these are like the heavies for the Imperial Guard, butchering some skirmishers, and then a bayonet charge going in. Looks like they have some grenadiers charging in against the Austrian line. That is going to break that Austrian line too quickly. As France actually is getting destroyed on that side, Austria is now having to reform. It's their whole flank is getting pushed here. They got to pull the whole line back, re-angle. The UK is still pushing up here. France is not really here. And I think now that's very apparent. And that'll give UK the, hopefully the assurance that they can push on this flank. France is all in the center for the most part. And as one army, of course, on the flank, Prussia is pushing up on that retreating French army.
Our men are running, sir.
As, look at this, the UK are just getting chopped to pieces by this Dragoon unit. They keep losing them, and they are going to keep getting chipped away if they aren't careful. There's French cav in the back lines. Prussia needs to collapse this side and save the Austrian center because it is breaking rather rapidly. Oh, that was a good charge. That artillery did get cleaned up by those heavy cav. And that's going to take away a huge edge they may have. As now France is going to start massing up the center. Austria is about to break. I mean, they need to pull this whole line and angle it like this. They need to put distance between themselves and France, because France is going to start marching towards their flank here. At the same time, the UK need to be so aggressive right now. They need to be pushing. Prussia is pushing. That is good. The UK over here is... I can't tell if they're slowly dying or if they're slowly winning. Because they're taking losses, and then they're trading blows, blow for blow with the French. Yeah, they are starting to have some break in here. So they're going to have to keep falling back. They have cav in the back lines, which is not helping them. Prussia needs to pull this part of the line and start flanking it around. I mean, you're sitting at an angle and not utilizing your entire firepower. As Austria is not looking too shabby at the moment. They have some good... This is basically like light infantry for their flank. In the UK are pushing over, and look at all this cav that can't really probably do that much. This, like, a Spanish unit? Yeah, they can't do a whole lot here, so they're going to start reeling. UK need to be so aggressive, as is good. They are being very aggressive. I'm glad to see that. They are not stopping. They're keeping some units firing, and the rest are advancing along the entire board. They're going to start chipping away at this part of the French flank. Austria needs to be pushing up. Look at this. They're leaving a whole gap here. France is actually falling back totally. And quite honestly, this whole flank may be a... What is the word that I'm looking for? This flank matters. This could be the turning table for one side or the other. If the UK lose, France is going to cave in behind the Prussians. Prussia, man, they're getting very, very close. I like seeing that. You want to see the whites of their eye. In fact, you don't want to give them a break. I would keep pushing these units. These units need to push forward. These units can fire, but these units need to push forward, not give them a break. Keep dropping them. Let them down. This UK... Oh, the UK did go in for a cav charge. Once again, this cav is Portuguese cav, and it did not rout a single French unit here. Hopefully I've made my case for why the Portuguese cav is not that good. If that's all you bring, of course. I mean, I'm not saying don't bring them at all, but if you can bring some Portuguese and some UK. Not just Portuguese. It's awful. Someone who's played Portugal, the cav is terrible. I've only used it defensively to defend my artillery, my lines. That was about it, and it still didn't hold up beautifully at all. See, the UK could really be pushing up here and trying to pressure this one flank where the artillery is, because France is actually going to probably try to defend this one side here. They're probably going to start breaking. France is definitely the weakest in this point, and that's where they should be pushing. Ignore the side, let Austria face down them, and push up with all the UK you can. Push these guys up so close. Move this infantry right here. This infantry right here. You want to get so close. They will keep falling back as you keep getting so aggressive. I love attacking in NTW3. Attacking is way better than defending because you set the tone, and the more aggressive you are, the more scary you actually can be to your opponent, depending on how skilled they are. But, you know, they see you advancing towards them and not stopping, and they'll be like, what is this? Prussia still advancing with their grenadiers. I have a feeling that I think France is probably making their stand here with the 12-pounder artillery as well. Prussia just got to be really careful here because they can start really losing against those guns. They're going to start trying to take them out, which thankfully with the new 9.0 patch they can more easily take out the artillery with just firing at them. Now, Austria could peel a couple units to kind of protect the flank, push up here to protect this UK flank because France could try to swing around with these units and attack.
Our men are running, sir.
Although you kind of would want them to, so then Austria can push in that flank. We do still have that cav in the back lines here, guys. Going for Jaeger, like skirmishers, going for any artillery that they can. I think finally these Hussars may deal with that French cav. Maybe not. No, they did. Russia, oh my goodness, they're getting charged. They thankfully have squares, which is gonna put it in the face of those dragoons. And they are gonna be able to keep pushing. I heard a big old, oh yes, a bayonet charge. Grenadiers are charging against the French. Austria needs to rush to their aid. Oh no, Prussia held here. They broke 4 French line infantry. This battle was going very much better for them. I was a little concerned at first with this little like pressure here. I mean, if the UK can still win this on this side, and then it'll definitely be in the bag. As you can see, Prussia is doing very well in this line fight, guys. Prussia has some amazing reloading skill. And now these grenadiers are going to start pushing up, forcing France to once again fall back. They have to abandon their artillery position, and they are falling back through the town. I would say now is the time Austria can start advancing. The UK have definitely continued to advance. They are staying away, so they don't get bayonet charged, but they're still pushing. You gotta have that fine line between getting close enough but not too close. You get too close, it's over. As you saw over on this side with this UK, they got a little too close and they are getting burnt. Social distancing, that's the UK army needs to practice. So you shoot them but not stab them. Prussia is gonna start really pressuring here. I love playing as Prussia, honestly. They have some great line infantry. This poor artillery piece is just getting shot to pieces, and they are breaking. They did what they could, and France has now lost their artillery position. Prussia can start really pressuring this side. Their artillery now can start turning and helping support this French retreat, or the UK, as it were, advance. Keep in mind, of course, this French cav is probably going to see them and take them out. The cav for the French definitely been very, very tough for the coalition to deal with. Oh, look at this. Charge it. Just bayonet charge it. Don't let them get a volley off. Bayonet charge these skirmishers. This is a huge, juicy unit of skirms. Although they probably move faster than you do. You need some cav here. This Portuguese cav would be good for that. Nothing else, you know, they could be good for that. France looks like they're going to consolidate here around the town, bring in the reinforcements a little bit further. This would be historically. This is when Napoleon would just show up with a huge army. What? That's exactly how it would probably feel for the coalition. Imagine another army just boop, popping up here, and then being like, "What happened?" So the French are definitely going to try to defend this LOC. We do have some line infantry pushing up. Where's their Grens? Their Grens are who they're going to want to send to that LOC. France is falling back probably to their artillery, and the UK are going to start pushing on them. Prussia could be a little more aggressive. Of course, they are skirting for the flank, which is going to cause probably the French to have to reform to face them. That'll be tough. And France has very, very few forces here. But what they do have is looking pretty healthy. Let's see what the UK can do here. As they are going to start pushing. Oh, that's much better looking like this. Smoke kind of drifting over the battlefield. Looks like we have some the guard units here, some chasseurs, who are going to try to hold that right flank. It's a daunting task for one line infantry to have. There's still some cavalry here, so France is not declawed yet. In fact, we do have what looks like an attack here. And we have French going against the Austrians who got a little too close once again. And these Grens are going to charge in. You have what looks like some elite Imperial Guard Grenadiers pushing up. You need to get your line infantry up in order and start shooting these guys. Although these guys are holding beautifully. Wow. They won't now. Ah, they did capture it. Very good. Now they're start shooting the flank of all this French line infantry, but oh, we have some Imperial Guard going in for the LOC, being supported by line infantry. It is utter chaos in this area. UK still pressuring this flank. They don't need to be too aggressive. They are being just aggressive enough to keep making the French have to reform. In France, they did push back one Austrian line infantry, but they're having to fall back through the buildings. Prussia still pushing, and France is reeling back. I mean, they can't hold. Over here, it looks like France is going to make their stand. I do think that they did stick the Celestials in this burning LOC. Maybe not. Maybe not. This will be a tough position for the UK to take. I like how they're doing a scattered approach. They're not having one long line so that the French can't make one long line to meet them.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
Ah, they took it back. So a raging fight. Obviously, France not willing to give up this house. Oh, wow. We have even more of the UK in the back pushing for this LOC. Oh, there we go. It is a cav charge for the Austrians who cannot form square. Square was formed and is being charged by the French line infantry. France may be looking to try to desperately trying to break the Prussian center, cut the coalition in half. They need to do it fast, but they could do it. It is very possible for them to. They retook the LOC. Austria is looking pretty hammered at the moment. We still have the French hovering on the flank with Cav, trying to hold one line using the buildings. Oh my goodness, look at this push here. These Grenadiers are trying to hold here against a lot of French who are attacking. Prussia is pushing up maybe to help protect this flank. This is an all-in. They're going all in here. There's a Austrian general trying to inspire the troops. France is going for the kill on Austria here. And they need to free up these troops. They need to break Austria so they can reinforce the losing fight here, as Prussia is just pushing, and France is going to start fighting back to back. I don't know if Austria or France is going to make it. They are breaking a lot of Austrians. This is very possible.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
Uh-oh. Well, Prussia's done very well. And Austria seems to be holding. For now. Wow, look at that. You got the burning building. Got troops fighting. Snapping the neck of a grenadier here. And France may have broken. They may have hurt the Austrians quite a bit, but I think they have lost that attack. Looks like they are trying to go for some light infantry on the flank here. What's happening over here? What's France doing? Looks like we have some bayonet charges. And UK maybe getting too close once more. France destroying any UK troops that get too close. Russia actually is starting to have a mass rout with the French cav attacking in the back. Plus some line infantry. Looks like they did break some of that French line infantry. The UK are so close. Looks like France diverted most of their troops to facing the Prussians. Maybe hoping to break the Prussians rapidly and then turn and face the UK. Here they go once more in...
We have killed their general, sir.
Oh, another general has broken. Russia's actually really getting hit hard. France going in for those bayonet charges, though. Prussia's actually reforming here. UK needs to rush forward and save their troops as well as Austria. Austria, although she's focused in the house, maybe. France looks like they may have taken out quite a few of the UK. Wow.
Our men are running, sir.
They're just hovering with their cav and waiting for UK to form square, then bayonet charging them. So UK actually are going to start falling back here because that's a fight they're starting to lose. They've won the battle, I would say. They're going to win the battle. I mean, their allies are destroying the French. Oh, Austria only has 3 units left right here. Some grenadiers, all grenadiers, so they're gonna bravely try to stand their ground as the UK start advancing behind the French. Come on, get that bayonet charge bonus. That the grenadiers get that bayonet charge bonus when they charge in. France once more going in for the bayonet. But keep in mind, these are all Prussian grenadiers, and here comes the UK behind them. There's no French really left except for possibly some in this LOC, which Austria has managed to take. It's all or nothing here, as Prussia now is not the focus here. The UK are forming up and start volleying the French. And we have possibly some bayonet charges in the back lines to finish off the French army. The only French army then that would be left is the one on this side that the UK are losing to. They have borne the brunt of this cav. All these dragoons here.
Our men are running, sir.
And they are falling back to their ally. And it looks like that'll be the last army, will be the French. Now, I do believe there is some French here defending the LOC. Line of infantry in the house. No shoes. And they are pushing up as the UK are now going to push more troops on it. I'm going to fast forward, I think, here, because I think it may be a second. I mean, there's a timer. There's 7 minutes actually left in this replay. So there's not a whole lot left except for the stack.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
Okay, the 2-pointer has been held. Do they have any other points? They can always throw their infantry in this 1-pointer. They have 3 points. They don't have this other point. But they're going to go for this other 1-pointer, and they definitely would have enough. There's not enough for the French to have.
Our men are running, sir.
We have some Portuguese cav, maybe actually finally breaking something in their life. No, I'm just kidding. They did charge in, and they are going to go for this one last French unit.
Our men are running, sir.
Oh, look at this. See, yeah, this cav is just destroying the UK. Oh, they finally did take it, and they took the LOC, so this is going to be in 4 minutes. This will definitely be an LOC victory for the Imperials. Or not the Imperials, my bad, the Coalition. And they're also going to go and take this other 1 pointer, so they will have plenty of LOCs to hold here in 4 minutes. So unless something changes, guys, I'll just skip to the end result of this battle. Alright, guys, so that was the battle, like I said, sent in by Blico, playing as Prussia. So, very, very, very fun battle. I love the ones that run down the time limit. As you can see, the enemy killed and the losses were not bad when it comes to both sides. Definitely still some more kills on the Prussian and UK side, especially. In Austria got some really good kills. They had a huge army, though. Only to be rivaled by the France Rhine. But yeah, guys, that was the battle. Victory for the coalition, so love to see that. Love to see variety. Yeah, see, the kills were even, like, super bad. They were spread out throughout most of the units, though. So, well, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I will catch you all in another video.